Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hello. Confession time. Have you ever hidden in the car for, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes just to have some time alone before getting out of the car in the driveway and going into the house?
Absolutely. Sometimes even longer than 3 minutes to take a few breaths and have some peace and quiet, or jam out to my favorite music, or listen to a book a little longer, or a podcast. Yes.
Well, if that's you, welcome to today's episode.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone, to Grit, Guts, and Gab, where we talk about what it really takes to show up as a whole, strong and sane in our lives and careers. And I'm Jenny.
And I'm Tamika.
So
And
I thought I could show what we're going to talk about today.
boundaries at home, protecting our peace at home. We talked about boundaries at work last time, so this is a continuation, part deux or two, if, for those of you who are English speaking.
I feel like boundaries at home are harder than at work.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because at work, I can have my calendar filled with meetings, real or not. I could also, just be unavailable because I'm working on things. And at some point, there is an end time and a start time. Whereas at home, once you're there, I feel like people think that because I'm here, that means you're available.
Yeah, definitely. So, one thing before we talk about boundaries that we should talk about is this podcast is really for informational purposes. It shouldn't be taken as therapeutic advice. If you are in crisis, definitely contact 988 or 911.
Yes, please do so. Because boundaries could be something that could be questionable. And I want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and getting any help that you need. You are someone you know.
Yes, definitely.
So boundaries at home, it is so tough because one of my love languages is quality time. So it's hard for me sometimes to balance feeling overwhelmed with people asking me to do everything. I feel like everyone in my family wants me to spend time with them separately. They each want a piece of me, and I don't have that many pieces to give away. And it can become extremely exhausting and frustrating. And I love them and I like the quality time, but at some point, I know I need to draw a line with the boundaries there.
Yeah, I like doing nice things for people. That too gets taken advantage of pretty quickly sometimes, it feels like.
Hmm.
Acts
So
of service. So, doing laundry or making a good I love cooking for my family, like making a good meal. Yes.
I like eating, so we could be a good pair here. You
Yeah.
like the cooking, and I like the eating part. This could work out for us. But I think that something that's overlooked is the emotional labor that is put into unhealthy boundaries essentially at home, because you're responsible for everybody's mood and everything that they have to do. So everybody's to-do list, whether they have to do extracurricular activities, things at home, at school, projects that are due, your spouse's clothes that need to be washed or ironed or laundered. Is so many things. And all of your meals, like you need to make sure you pack lunch for this person or have this for that person, or hey, on days that end in Y, they don't eat dairy or something, like whatever it is. It's so many different things that we have to be mindful of, and it's just draining. And I feel like it could lead to burnout when you're essentially, what I sometimes feel like, the only go-to parent, and I'm not the only adult in the house. It's okay to go to other people.
Yeah, that's called resentment. That resentment is so real. So real. And it can really take over if you let it. It's
I
happened a
mean,
few times for me.
okay. And do you want to share an example, maybe?
Oh, when you do too much, right? Like you work all day, you clean, you cook, you make sure you drive people, like you're finally home at 10 o'clock at night and you just get into bed. And that's what you've done for like the last 7 days, and you're so exhausted. And then you're like, wait, why am I cleaning? Why am I doing everybody's laundry? Why am I driving everyone? And that resentment is there, and then you're angry.
So then you're like angry driving. You're like, what are you doing? I guess I'll drop you off again
Yeah. Yeah,
somewhere
and
else.
then there's no quality time with kids or anyone
Right.
because all you are is so filled with resentment and anger.
Well, I know you're not angry driving, but I'm sure that maybe when you're laying in bed at night, reflecting on the day, it probably does bring up those feelings of
Yeah.
that. Uh, I don't think that you're mad on the road. You don't have to worry anyone who's driving in her
Not
area.
road raging.
She's not
But
road raging.
when
But
your kids like put on their earbuds and they don't hear you, and you're like in have time to like really think about things as you're driving, yeah, the resentment is real.
you're like, I want to share all of these things. Well, I think for me, it's just the personal space. Like I could be in the bathroom
Oh,
trying to have a moment. My children will walk past their father who is watching television to ask me to like come sign a piece of paper or may I have this snack? You literally walk past somebody who's sitting out there available. It's like some invisible screen or something like, oh, I don't want to disturb this television show, but you using the bathroom, that's completely fine. You taking a bubble bath for yourself? Well, you sure? We have plenty of questions. This isn't the time or the space. And, I think we need to be able to give some practical ways of handling that and dealing with that. And
yeah,
I,
that space boundary. What is it with moms? The second they go to the bathroom and shut the bathroom door, there's somebody outside being like, Mom, Mom, Mom. You're like, even if
it's
it's,
like they think we're walking into some secret zone or something. There's no party in here. There's nothing happening. The
yeah,
usual, same thing that happens when you go to the bathroom.
yeah,
And God forbid you open the door when they're using it. Oh, I need some time alone.
yeah.
Privacy. Yes, it's called a door lock. That's my new friend. Locking the
Space.
door. Just
Space
listen to the
boundary.
banging,
Yeah,
listen to the whining outside. It'll just have to wait because I have to protect my space because that is 100% an area that I feel like it's weird. It is the weirdest scenario
it is.
ever to me.
Energy, too. I mean, when you give a lot of energy, I feel like that's another boundary invasion too. Like you do a whole bunch of stuff for people and then like you expend all this energy and you don't really get any back.
Hmm. Yep, like you walking around cleaning and cooking and doing all this other stuff, driving people everywhere, and that is a lot of energy just doing the things. And you ask for one thing in return, and it's like eye rolls and huffing and puffing and stumping around, and that's
Yeah.
just from the dog. I'm just
I did it one time. One time I was,
Yeah.
somebody in my family said, "Well, you're just a work at home employee."
Wow. Just,
Uh-huh.
just.
Yeah, I
mm.
work at home.
You're like, I'm a podcaster. Thank you very much. You don't know my life. You don't know my life. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I think we should give people something practical. And I heard something somewhere called claim, and claim stands for something. So the C is to call it. I notice that I'm overwhelmed. As soon as I walk in the door, I get 20 questions before I can even breathe. So
Yeah. Yeah.
using your I statements to call it what it is.
Limit is the L. So, like, maybe saying, "Hey, I I need a little bit of time to decompress before we do anything, before I do anything. Sometimes I sit in my home office like an extra 10 minutes before I head upstairs and be part of the family.
Yeah.
So
I like
I limit a little time.
it. Like, time out, everyone. A is ask for what you want. Using your words. Hey, my kids, sometimes they come home, they've had a long day, they want hugs, they want this. So let's do hugs. I'm still working. You know, let me finish working and then I can spend some time to talk to you about your day. But,
Yeah.
I have to be able to ask for what I want. Otherwise, it's like people are coming in hot, blah, 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 and it's too much.
It is a lot. Implement consistency too, like be consistent, your same message, same tone, same repetition. If you need help with like the dishes, ask for it all the time, right? Like if you
Mm-hmm.
need something, definitely be consistent. I am pretty consistent when I give like my kids get in trouble and there are the same consequences. I am pretty consistent with those consequences. And I have consistent rules. Not a lot of rules, but very consistent rules.
So your implement does piggyback on that M, our final piece of that claim, which
Yeah.
is maintain with the consequences. So with that, hey, if everybody's coming at me and I don't have a moment to myself, if I don't get that moment to myself, if people aren't going to respect my boundaries, then I'm going to go to my room and take my peace back. And
Yeah.
that's going to be it. Like, I'm not coming back out, not spending time as a family. And it doesn't mean that I'm trying to be mean. I'm just, when you have clear boundaries, basically, you're just telling people how to show up for you. It provides clarity, and to be clear is to be kind. And I think that being unclear about what's going on and how you're feeling does lead to that resentment, does lead to people not knowing like what's going on. Like, she's kind of weird today. But just being clear, it's okay to be clear and have clear boundaries and speak up for what you need.
I am not always good with that, right? Because I'm kind of I'll do it myself and I'm the best at doing it myself. I know how I vacuum and I know how other people vacuum, but it's okay to let other people vacuum sometimes or to ask for help. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not very good at asking for help at all. So I really have to challenge myself to be like, hey, I need help with this and ask for it and then let people do it and do it poorly.
And be at peace with the poorness of it.
Be at peace with the poorness. Yes.
That's the little catch, because it's like, if you have this bar of like, I like vacuuming the entire floor, not just the parts I like. And they just like to vacuum what you can see that's not covered with furniture or carpet or whatever. Like, if there's nothing on top of it, I don't go around the table or underneath a chair. Like, I just kind of, just do around the outsides of the pieces. Yes.
The bare minimum of whatever task it is. Yes. That's my family. Bare minimum. So I have to be at peace with that. That
All
is
right.
hard.
So let's play this out. You're tired, you're exhausted, you got something to do, you need help with something. How would you ask for that?
I need help with, let's just pick something easy, the dishes. Can you please help me with the dishes today?
Why do I have to help you with the dishes? You always do the dishes. I don't really like doing dishes.
Really?
Using
There's that resentment.
our I statement, I feel overwhelmed, or
I
um,
I really need your help today. Please, can you help me?
what are you feeling that you need this help?
You know,
Identify that. Hmm?
I'm doing a lot today and I have a big list and I really could use your help today.
So you feel overwhelmed is what I hear you saying, because I'm not hearing that feeling yet. You're not really saying
I
that.
am feeling very overwhelmed.
And I know that you helping with the dishes would lift that huge burden
It
off my
would.
plate.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it, Tamika.
But you can. This is the beauty of it all, that we're all learning how to do it. So when my kids come busting in, like you can pretend to be one of those kids knocking on the door. I'm in the bathroom trying to have that moment alone. Yes. I need to have this moment alone. If you have any questions, please go ask the other adult in the home, or you can wait until I get out. And anything that's going on, I don't want to talk about it through the door. I don't want you to slip me some papers underneath of me to look at later. We can have a discussion after. It's okay to wait. There's nothing that's that on fire right now unless it's literally on fire. And if so, then you need to be calling 911, as we pointed out earlier. And so, that's when I'm going to try to challenge myself to draw the line that it's okay to
Yeah.
have that peace.
I do that now in the bathroom because my kids are older. I'm like, give me 5 minutes. But I always have a tone in my voice because I'm always annoyed because you know what? I'm hardly ever in the bathroom and I'm in there for like, a minute. The second I go in, then they're like, Mom. And
Mhm.
and I have a tone. I'm like, you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, it's kind of like how people say, I don't have a pet, but if you open up a package or something, you open up the cabinet, like they come running, they know that it's like as soon as a bathroom door opens, it's like some magical. She's going somewhere alone. How can I disrupt the peace? And I know that people don't. I hope have this thought in their heads, but I know that the timing of it is just impeccable. Like it's
It's very important.
crazy, like how weird it is. Like I could be taking a nap, my kids will wake me up because they'll be like, "Well, Dad was he was wanting to take a nap, but I'm literally already taking one." So you you wake me up because somebody's about to take a nap. Like what is this happen? What is happening? So I think that being consistent and
Yeah.
implementing those clear boundaries, that is an area I know I want to work on and will try my best to work on, because otherwise I don't know how long it can be sustainable. Like I know at some point people do grow up, I hope, and they leave your house, but do I want to wait all the years and deal with things unnecessarily when the answer was just saying no? It's okay to say no. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to respect my peace and space and energy, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to be there for anyone if I'm stressed out, burnout, and resenting the world. Like it's not going to be a good scene. And so to avoid it getting to that, I think it would be best to protect the peace in the moments that I need in order for me to re-energize myself to be there.
Every once in a while, I will take a night off. I tell everyone I'm out. I take a night off. I'm not cooking dinner.
Most
I'm not
nights.
cleaning up after you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not hanging out with you. I am taking a night for myself. I lay in my bed and I watch any TV show I want to watch. And I have peace and quiet all night long. And so I feel like every once in a while, everyone needs to do that. Otherwise, like I might explode. I feel like I should be doing that more often than what I have been, but you
Mhm.
know, it's still one night of peace by myself. That's much needed.
Would you say, is this once a month? How frequently are we doing this one night?
It kind of depends. When I'm really, really busy, it can be only once a month. Sometimes if I'm like not as busy and I'm not working as much and I'm not doing all these other things, then I don't maybe always need it. It kind of depends. It comes and goes, but I feel like when I'm at the end of my rope, I shut myself in my bedroom.
I didn't know if you could do it once a week if that's too frequently. You're like, once a week, once out of this is my day of rest and peace.
I've I've been trying really hard for better boundaries. And so, like I have been doing okay, so I haven't needed to
Okay,
do
needed
that.
that. Okay, so you haven't needed to escape because you're actually using your words and saying what you need, communicating that, being at peace with the bare minimum, and living with that.
And some of
And
my load has been taken off now that my kids drive. Like I don't have
okay.
to drive them around as much. So I feel like, when you get rid of like, I don't know, 15 hours of driving every week, I have like all this
Mhm.
free time again.
Yeah, yeah, more than half a day left to. You're like, what am I going to do now? You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
But
good.
that's
I'm glad that you got that back.
but that's a luxury not everybody gets. So I would say if you are feeling a lot of anger and resentment, don't wait until you explode.
Or
Take
that your
time
children
back
are old enough
before
to drive or have a way
you're
to
older.
drive something to get away going around in. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I feel
Even
like,
taking moments. What'd you say? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to yourself, just to
yeah.
I don't know, hit the reset button on your mood and energy. And I don't know that I definitely don't have any desire to wait the many years my kids gonna take before they start driving, because that's it's a lot of more years before we
Yeah.
get to that point. And so I need to set those limits now and not get caught up in the madness of it all.
So, what do you think people should do if they're listening, right? How do we figure out that we're angry and resentment and our boundaries are off? Like, what do you suggest?
Hmm. I guess one of the things you can do is, I don't know if you use sticky notes or the notes on your phone, or I don't know, just talking to a friend about it. Like just thinking about like what drains you most days at home. Like what is takes zapping your energy out? Is
Mhm.
it doing everything for everybody and watching them sit around living their best life, leaving trash around for you to clean up again next time? Or is it something else? Is it the fact that you have to remember everybody's task in their to-do list and be the reminder for everyone? You're everyone's secretary, and uh,
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever it is. That's one of the things I would suggest. What about you?
What don't you need to do? Like,
Hmm.
do you have to have a spotless house 100% of the time? Like, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you need a break and you can't afford a cleaner, I unfortunately cannot afford a cleaner. Maybe it's focusing energy on 80% instead of 100%, or focusing on one room. Like, I'm just talking about cleaning in
Yeah,
general.
yeah, yeah. I understand. Yeah.
What can you tolerate not to do, right? Like,
Mhm.
maybe if your whole house is a mess and you need a break, it's okay to take a break and clean a bathroom. Maybe you'll have one clean space in your house, where you can sit in that clean space with the bathroom door shut saying leave me alone, and enjoy the cleanliness of the bathroom. So maybe take that as a metaphor as well, but maybe what can you reduce a little?
Yeah. At some point, I was helping my kids with their homework, and my husband was like, "You need to stop. They need to figure it out on their own." And so I tested that this week, and I think I had just living and tolerating the fact that it takes my son hours and hours to do something that I know that if I had assisted with, it could have been faster. But I have to be at peace with that, like because I got my life back. I got hours back of my own life because I wasn't doing homework with him, and so there's something to be said about this whole boundary thing and setting those limits. But I would say think about also what can reduce your resentment if you have any resentment at all. Not by 100%, because that may be impossible and a little hard to do, but maybe 10 or 20%. Like, what is one thing you can do? And for me, it would like not helping with that homework because I feel like I was the only parent helping with homework. And so it's nice to not do that and survive and be okay. But now, see, the other piece of this is if the straight A's don't still turn into straight A's, I don't. Is that okay, or am I going to be at peace with that? I have to be able to tolerate that, as well as you mentioned tolerating things, because yeah. It comes with the package.
Yeah, I did have to kind of go through my resentment. I've had high levels of resentment from time to time. And I'll
Mm-hmm.
say this as we kind of are closing up. I have had to be like, okay, am I going to be that angry and resentful for somebody not doing the dishes when I needed help? Maybe. Or should I focus on maybe some of the things that they are doing versus what they aren't doing? And how can I ask them for more help? So, like, not just being so angry, right? Like, focusing on some of the good, and then how can I create some of my boundaries maybe to help with the anger and the resentment too. So focusing on some of the positives to take away some of the anger, and then for that resentment piece to really be like, okay, what is it that makes me so resentful, and how can I get a little help, and then what can I focus on to be happy?
Gotcha.
I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense.
It does. It does make sense to me. Like I see what you're saying. Number one, just you're trying to, instead of just looking at what's not being done, think about the things that are. So maybe they've put away their clothes or and didn't leave them in the basket for a week or something. Or maybe they did, pick up after themselves and then just leave trash or something. Like maybe that was something they would have done in the past. And so focusing on that and then identifying what the feeling actually is, which we need to be in touch with those feelings. We want to give them those feeling charts and see what it is that you're feeling, and versus simply just asking for the help. Because I think most people would help if they knew I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm sick, like I'm something. Like people tend to be more empathetic, I guess, if they know there's something behind it versus you're just trying to get me to do your work, and because there's more to it than that. And so I think just tapping into what that is and expressing that may give people more willingness,
Yeah.
perhaps, to help if they know what was going on.
If you say things like, I feel really stressed out, I have a lot on my plate, can you please help? People
Yes,
are more willing to help.
yes. Versus just do the dishes. No, but like, yeah, why? Like, what's the consequences? Am I gonna get the car taken away from me? Yes, that's what's gonna happen. You're
Yes.
never gonna drive again. Then I gotta drive you around for 15 hours. So now it's a punishment for me. You see how it's like you can't even punish the punishment, right? Because then it all
Yeah.
comes back full circle. But when you were talking about like not holding on to the resentment, it made me think about something I saw on a show the other day. It was some monks talking to some people, and they were saying that think about a plane. If your plane was about to crash, and you know how they say your life flashes in front of your eyes. If this is not a flash in front of your eyes moment, let it go. Let it
Yeah.
go. Because it's like at the end of your life, you're not thinking about, dog, those dishes aren't done.
I
Hmm.
know. Yeah.
but we act like that is the world. Like when you said what are the things that we don't have to like what can you not tolerate or whatever. You don't have to tolerate perfection. Like it's okay for things to be let go and you can still survive. It may not feel like it. It may not feel like it. But I
Yeah.
promise you, at the
You just
end of your life, you're not thinking about who didn't take the trash out on Tuesday in February. Like it's just not.
Yeah. Definitely use the claim that we've talked about today.
Mm-hmm. Call it, limit it, ask for what you want, implement, and maintain.
Hmm. That will help. I'm going to try that this week.
Yes, so am I. So welcome back again to joining us. I appreciate you all being here to the Grit, Guts, and Gab, where we talk about resilience, determination, and perseverance, as well as boundaries
Yeah.
at home. And challenge yourself. Maybe think about something that you want to try to set a boundary on. And if you want to put it in the chat or send us a note, we'd love to hear what that is.
We would love to hear that. I'd like to see everybody else's, little bits of resentment of what they have.
Or their way of reducing it, remember?
Yes. Reducing it. Yes. Yes. Reducing it. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining today.
Thank you for being here. Enjoy your day.
Yep. Bye bye.